Welcome to the Truth Report, where if we see something, we say something. I'm your host, David Chase Taylor, and I'm reporting from Zurich, Switzerland, where I've applied for asylum since the release of my book, The Nuclear Bible. You can go to nuclearbible.com and download that book for free today. As you know, this is a show dedicated to stopping false flag terrorism. Obama desperately needs a false flag terror attack prior to the November 6th general election, and this show is making sure that that does not happen. Every week we go over the drills, the war games, the exercises, the plots, the patsies, the evidence, the information, everything in regards to false flag terrorism for upcoming events that may be targeted, and what goes on during the week. So we're going to take a look back this week at what happened in regards to false flag terror related information. Okay, so basically we have this huge SOPA boycott going on by Wikipedia and by Google, and I'm not sure if it's to take away from the NDAA passing, but it's kind of curious because it's getting major media publicity at the same time while this NDAA passed. And basically, like, we have the Enemy Belligerent Act of 2007 under Bush. It was S3081. You can take a look at all this information under FEMA Camp Terror at truther.org. But basically, it's the same thing, and you could be arrested indefinitely. So we're not sure exactly what's going on with SOPA, but it's definitely a red flag there. Also, we know that they do want to control the internet. We have a tab on truther.org entitled Cyber Terror. And it's interesting because I released a video in November about an upcoming cyber terror attack. Everything's there. You can go ahead and take a look at it. But we had an Israeli cyber attack last week, and they hit El Al Airlines of Israel, and they hit the Israeli Stock Exchange. And that's exactly what I predicted in November of 2011. I stated, based on the report, we have all the memos there from DHS and from the Cybersecurity Command, and we basically have them all there. You can read them yourself, but basically they're saying that they're going to target the financial sector. So go ahead and check that out. We also have, this weekend, we have the NFC Championship game. We have a huge game going on in San Francisco and a huge game going on in Boston. Coincidentally, both of these cities were homes to Operation Urban Shield. The NFL logo is a shield. We don't know if these games are going to be attacked, but what they were wargaming was Mumbai-style terror attacks at these locations. So go to Boston Terror and Bay Area Terror. We have a tab there on truther.org. You can check out all the drills, the war games, everything that's going on with that. Also, this week it was released that the 2012 Democratic National Convention is going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Obama is going to be accepting the nomination in a huge stadium, Bank of America Stadium. And for people that don't know, ObamaCSI.com is our website, which is dedicated to stopping the future assassination of Barack Obama. And we have all the information there regarding this upcoming assassination attempt, and it could be assassination, we don't know. But basically in 2008 in Denver at the Democratic National Convention, there was a plot with these like white trash hillbillies that were allegedly going to use a sniper rifle to assassinate Obama. So, like I said at the opening, we know Obama needs a terror attack. We don't know if it's going to be an assassination or what, but this is probably the date it's going to happen, September 9th, 2012. Check it out, ObamaCSI.com. Also, now let's get into before we get into the Costa Concordia cruise ship, another incident happened last week involving British Airways and a flight basically across the Atlantic. The captain comes on and states that the plane is going down into the Atlantic, and the entire crew and the passengers is freaked out. Talk about terrorism. We don't know if that's an omen of things to come. But okay, so let's check out this cruise ship, Costa Concordia. It's owned by Carnival Cruise Lines. It crashed off the coast of Italy this last week on Friday the 13th. Some interesting facts. These are all listed at truther.org. You can go and check them out yourself. But basically, we had a tab on ObamaCSI.com on upcoming terror attacks, and I just moved the information over to truther.org. But basically, it's called Cruise Ship Terror, and we've been forecasting that this is probably going to happen, and they've been drilling for it and wargaming it for a long time. But let's just check out some interesting facts. First, the captain, Francesco Schettino, He's arrested within 24 hours of the incident. And if you look at False Flag Terror for Dummies, basically a bulletin, a flyer that we put out, basically has all the list of every single aspect of a false flag terror event. The patsy is usually arrested within 24 hours. And in this case, he's arrested and he's silenced. He can't talk to the media, and then he's under house arrest. The captain states that the rocks were not on the navigational charts, but these ships are brand new almost, and it's built in 2006. It's got GPS, it's got the latest technology. There's no reason why a massive cruise ship like this should run aground. Also, let's look at the character assassination of Schettino. Basically, they're stating that he fell into a lifeboat while trying to abandon the ship, that he's clumsy, basically. He's also ordered back onto the cruise ship after trying to abandon it, painting him as a coward. He's allegedly with a mystery woman dining prior to the accident, and then with her on the bridge. She's kind of a playboy. And then Schettino's consuming alcohol with this woman, so maybe he was drunk. So basically all this focus is on Schettino when people should be looking at the ship and what really happened. And if we take a look at it, if you go to truther.org, we have a photo that I haven't seen on any of the news or websites, but I found it online. It's basically a photo of the ship before it sinks, and it's right in the same spot. So it's interesting because the ship was hit on the left side, but it sinks onto its right side. So you'd think that if the compartment's filled up with water, it would go over on the side that filled up with water, but no, it goes over on the opposite side. So I found that very interesting. It's kind of the same thing that happened with the Titanic. You have multiple compartments in the base of the ship that are ripped open. And for people that don't know, this is 100 years exactly this year since the Titanic sunk, and that ship was owned by JP Morgan, and there was other ships out there. That was, in my opinion, a definite false flag, but you'd have to research it yourself to come to that conclusion. Okay, so let's check out what the witnesses are saying. So witnesses heard a large bang, and then suddenly all the power went out. So you think like this ship has a 160-foot gash into its hull. You'd think that wouldn't affect the power for the whole ship, and you wouldn't hear a bang. What I'm betting is that explosives were used to detonate the hull along one side, all along one side. And that's of course why we have divers going down in the last couple days, blowing holes into the hull of the ship to rescue passengers. I mean, this ship is tilted sideways. I don't know if anybody of you out there scuba dives, but they go into old ships all the time. This ship just went down. Definitely the rescue divers didn't need to blow holes into anything to rescue anybody. It's not like they were stuck into the bottom of the ship anyway. Okay, so a couple other things. The itinerary. So the media is just running away with this story, just loving it, every minute of it. But the deaths are, you know, they keep on saying that they don't know how many people are missing. I mean, that's one of the #1 things on a ship. I've actually cruised in the Mediterranean before, and they are very, very particular about the itinerary. So they know how many people were on board prior and how many people got off for terrorism reasons, for suicide reasons, for anything. They're always, that's like one of the main things. And in this case, they don't know how many people are on board, how many people are dead. I mean, it's just crazy. And the captain, he can't even say anything because he's been silenced. And interestingly enough, just like we have on False Flag Terror for Dummies, we always say that there's always going to be events that are similar to the one that's coming up that happened prior. And just on January 9th, we had a ship called the MSC Posea, and it hit a reef in the Bahamas. And I was looking at this article yesterday, and I went today, and the video's pulled on YouTube. But we have the link there. You can check out the article. It's from a cruise line website, stating, and the ship like ran up on ground. So I mean, these ships aren't supposed to just get gutted, hit a reef, and just fall over. I mean, these ships are built to float. That's the whole point of it. And they have multiple compartments, and they can seal them off. I mean, it's just like the Titanic that sunk 100 years ago. And interestingly enough, we have a huge class action lawsuit that's been filed within a week, where everybody's suing the airline or the cruise ship company here, And so it's like really interesting because all this focus has been put on the captain, all this focus has been put onto the cruise lines, but nobody's talking about what really happened. And I just encourage people to check out the information at truther.org. Like I said before, it's all we have it all there listed in chronological order. It's really easy to check out. On a different note, we are getting majorly censored on YouTube and Google. Our videos are getting on Break Video, they're getting hundreds and hundreds of views, and they're only registering like a couple views on YouTube. So if you'd share our videos, if you like the information, please forward them. Also, this is the only show like this in the world that we know of. Basically, you have different shows like Alex Jones, Webster Tarpley, but they're not really covering extensively like information. I know it's the alternative news, but we're trying to just basically look at the facts, the drills, war games, exercises every week, and there's not a lot of people out there. And lastly, I've applied for asylum here in Switzerland. You can go to davidchasetaylor.com and check out the information there. But basically, if you want to help out digitally, time-wise, financially, whatever the case may be, I would greatly appreciate it. Ever since I released the book, The Nuclear Bible, you can check out what happened. Basically, they were going to nuke the Super Bowl, and thankfully that didn't happen. So anyway, lastly, our websites, truther.org, of course, nuclearbible.com with the Super Bowl nuke, and we have obamacsi.com, and that's basically, like I spoke about earlier, about the future assassination of Barack Obama. Signing out from Zurich, Switzerland, David Chase Taylor. Peace.